Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is June 6th, 2025. Yeah. Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast. I don't know why my mind went blank right there. I am trying out this new CBD too, and I just took it, like about 20 minutes ago, so the guy did say that it has some THC in it, so if I'm a little bit fuzzed, that's why. So as far as an update, and this will tie into conspiracy, just been working. Yesterday that my boss, the kitchen manager dude, had the flu. She had a 102 fever, dude. And I've had a 105 fever like multiple times as a kid. If you guys know, that causes brain damage. Literally you start hallucinating. I seen spiders all over the fucking place. So she had to go to the hospital and get fluids, and hopefully she's good now. Thank you guys if you guys prayed for her, cast a spell, or you do that voodoo that you do so well, you know. But one thing that concerned me is, and this could just be my paranoid brain, but recently Sky News disappointed me, man. I almost unsubscribed. And I don't trust any mainstream media, but I'm an American. I am not born and raised in Australia. I'm not even sure if I even have Australian listeners. Hey, if you're an Australian listener, hit me up in the comments. This is my perception. So like Sky News put out a really good fucking news report the other day, basically showing the set that Joe Biden was doing his meetings from and shit, and it kind of ties in with the Castle Rock conspiracy. Like, they literally proved it. Like, here's the set of the Oval Office. He was never in the Oval Office. Now, oh, that's kind of cool. This dude's got like a little camper on a fucking truck with an AC unit and everything. I wonder if he sleeps in there and shit. Sorry, dude. When I see cool shit, I'm like, I want to do like van living, but kinda, you know, if something ever happens between me and my wife, I'm probably gonna end up doing van living. So what was I saying? Sky News disappointed me, man, and from my American perception, seen them as kind of like the Australian Fox News. So if you're an Aussie, let me know if I'm wrong on this. But they seemed like the Australian version of Fox News. So like right now, Fox News is like the most reliable source if you're like a blue-pilled person. For some reason, they forget all about weapons of mass destruction, the whole George Bush era after 9/11, you know, the warmongering. They forget all of that. You know, like, I already know, you already know, if you're tuning in, Fox News, CNN, they're all garbage. But Sky News, I was like, okay, they still kind of put out good info. Until the other day, they're like, oh my God, they just discovered a new strain of COVID. It's like H1B1 or something. And it's funny, everyone in the comment section was like, Sky News, you suck. Like, you guys are really going to like fearmonger COVID again. And I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Bill Gates saying like, we'll get him next time. He got caught on a hot mic, you know, talking to Trump, the daddy of the vaccine. And we're going to get into him here in a little bit. Yeah, so it pissed me off because it's like they're doing this shit again. They're trying to do this shit again. I don't think they can pull it off again. The only way that I think they could actually pull it off again is if they release something deadlier than COVID, which you guys know how I feel about that. They never isolated the virus, so this is definitely getting taken off YouTube. This is why you need to go and subscribe to my Spotify and Rumble account. But that's the only way they could pull this off again, is if they actually released something deadly. If you even believe in viruses, but let's say it's not a virus, let's say it's a chemical or something. But which I'm skeptical of the whole vaccine killing people, because I know shit tons of people who took the vaccine who are like alive and well. I'm not saying that it didn't kill people, but I'm like, I was told and bought into that we were gonna have a zombie apocalypse by now. I literally, go look at my older episodes. I was not saying I believed it wholeheartedly, but I was like, dude, this is a possibility of a zombie apocalypse. Like, go check out my zombie period of time. I was in the whole zombie rabbit hole, you know? So this is where it concerns me. Like, this is still kind of a new workplace for me where I work at Clark's. When my kitchen manager got sick yesterday, my boss made her put on a mask. And that concerns me, because let's say they do try to pull another COVID bullshit. Like, I complied with the mask thing, which I wore a bandana at my last job. I don't know if I can comply with anything this time, you know? So that lets me know already, like, the boss of my store, like, buys in. She probably, during COVID, which she is super blue-pilled, man. She listens to, like, I don't know, like, mainstream pop. And the other day she was asking me, like, some weird question, like, do you like Drake or some country singer? I'm like, no, dude. Like, I don't know if you can tell. I mean, I have a reverse mullet haircut, but I'm kind of a punk, man. Like, I'm wearing tight jeans, boots, and I have a reverse mullet haircut. Like, I don't listen to Travis Chinney or whoever the fuck it is. So I could definitely see that she, like, bought it. She probably bought into, like, the COVID narrative. And it just concerns me, because I do love my job. I love my job. I love the people. And I have another manager who's, like, he's a germaphobe, and he took the vaccine, and his son took the vaccine. Like, they all, because I used to work with his son back in the day, they are all, like, scared of, like, COVID, you know, the invisible enemy. So it worries me that there's a lot of people in management who, and by the way, this store is only like a year old, so they started after all the COVID shit. Ain't that crazy that COVID was already like 5 years ago? Sorry, it blows my mind sometimes. But it just concerns me, because I might tell my wife, dude, I can't comply with any of it, dude. If they're wanting mask, maybe I might give in to the whole bandana over the face thing. But the only time I'm going to be wearing it is if I'm dealing with a customer or something. I might give in to that, because I still got to earn my bread. But you guys know me, I ain't complying with vaccines and shit. And I don't know, but there's a part of me too that's like, no, we're not doing this again. We're not going to do this every other 5 years. We're not going to play this game. So I don't know. I don't want to pussy out. I'll never take any vaccine, but yeah, it concerns me, because I don't want to lose my job. And they're already talking about a new COVID strain, because when my boss called me, my kitchen manager, from the hospital, she's like, yeah, dude, like, I got tested for COVID. Thank God it's not COVID. I thought it was COVID. There's a new COVID strain out. I'm like, oh God, here we go. Yeah, I don't believe in COVID, dude. And I can't say that to my boss, you know, like, I don't believe in that shit, you know, but I don't know. It just concerns me. But that's it for an update. And like I said, it is conspiratorial. It's like, here we go again, you know. And Sky News sucks. Not saying I believed them. I'm still going to subscribe to them because they do put out good info every now and then, but you have to dig through the dog shit, you know. So, let's get on with the next subject. Alright, so I actually did have like another episode planned today, a fun one. And by fun, I don't mean like the content, I'm like giddy about dark shit. But I'm saying like it's a fun type of conspiracy. It gets into the Red Shoe Club, the dark web, true crime type shit. I was going to get into that and have fun with that today, but instead, so yesterday, the timing is insane too. This shows you like how much is going on right now. It is so hard to keep up with every story of what's going on. My old job, I was able to keep up more with what's going on because I could literally listen to conspiracy podcasts for like 8 hours a day. No joke. Literally, I could just plug in, pop in my earbuds, and listen to nothing but conspiracy podcasts for 8 hours a day. So, like, I would come home with just, like, tons of shit to talk about. My new job, I can only listen to my podcast just a little bit, and I got to keep it low because I have a nosy-ass blue-pilled manager who's like, "What you listening to?" And it's like, they're talking about how people who took the vaccine are retarded, and you took the vaccine, so... I just go, "Oh, they're talking about Bigfoot, you know, whatever. Oh, cool, yeah. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Stop being nosy, because you're the type of person to get offended by everything." So that being said, yesterday I put out a podcast about Elon Musk and the Black Eye Club, his current black eye, and Macron getting slapped. I didn't even know, dude, that Musk and Donald Trump had a little breakup. Oh. Okay, now I'm going to hate on the audience because that's what everyone loves. Turn on the audience. Why didn't you guys tell me in the comments section? I'm being facetious. But y'all could have told me. Hit me up in the comments and be like, "Hey, Musk and Trump broke up, dude. Go check that shit out," you know? I was reporting on Musk, but a totally different, older story, you know? I'm behind on the times. I'm losing my touch. So we're going to get into this whole Trump versus Musk shit. So, I did an episode earlier this week, maybe like 2 or 3 episodes back. In the title, it should be something about an AI ban, or a ban on restriction of AI for the next 10 years. This is what started this entire bill. Apparently, I never actually found out what pissed Elon off, but he read the bill. And I doubt it was the ban on the AI shit, because we already know Elon Musk is literally Dyson from Skynet. If you know the reference, go watch Terminator 2. Elon Musk is literally Dyson. Like, you are the creator of the robots who are going to enslave and murder us all. You know. And he wants us all to have Neuralink and be plugged into the Matrix. Like, so it's insane. So I never trusted this motherfucker. I don't trust anyone. You guys know me. I don't trust anyone, dude. Never trusted Elon. I was a Q-tard, but I never full-blown trusted Trump, dude. But he's the father of the vaccine, you know. So I never actually found out what in the bill was he so pissed about. If you know, hit me up in the comments. And go check out that episode, dude. I try to be fucking libertarian. That's why I never said I'm a libertarian. I have a lot of libertarian values, but there is a part of me of like, maybe there should be some laws and bans on certain things like AI, you know. But then I play devil's advocate, and I do kind of think in my head a little bit, well, if we don't beat other countries who want the downfall of America, because we are the last bastion of freedom, I do believe that, we got to beat him to the punch on the AI thing. I do kind of get that too. It's so confusing. There's so many chess pieces moving. So Elon tweeted out, Donald J. Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they haven't been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump. That was the tweet after him splitting up with Trump. I guess he quit Doge, which I actually liked the whole Doge thing. We should be investigating all branches of the government and seeing where the money's going. Because I don't trust the government, dude. I'm a pirate, dude. I'm an anarchist at the end of the day. If you had to put a gun to my head and say, what political party do you affiliate with? Anarchist, you know. And then he later posted, mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. So, here's my thing. It's the pot calling the kettle black. I've seen the video of Trump hanging out with Epstein. I know that he flew on Lolita Express. He admitted it. So, would it surprise me if Trump is a pedophile and he's in the Epstein logs and shit? No, it wouldn't surprise me. But at the same time, Occam's razor, devil's advocate. You guys know I do this on everything, dude. I'm sure there's people out there like, just pick a side, you fence sitter. I'm sorry, dude. This is how my brain works. I do play devil's advocate on just about everything. So, a lot of people don't know this because I have a buddy, Zach, man. He's cool as fuck. But he was talking about all this shit about Trump's a pedophile, Trump's this, Trump that. And I'm like, Zach, I'm not saying you're wrong, but playing devil's advocate. And he goes, oh, I love when you do this. I'm like, bro, I play devil's advocate on everything. I said, do you know that when Epstein got busted, there was only one person who came forward and did like a 2-hour fucking interview with FBI? And he's like, who was that? I said, Donald Trump. Donald Trump was the only one that the FBI contacted and was like, hey, we need to interrogate you. And he's like, sure. No one else did. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, no one else fucking did. Donald Trump was the only politician to be like, yeah, I'll talk to you. Because in his mind, I don't know. Could that mean he has nothing to hide? So they're like, hey, you flew on Lolita Express, you know? And he's like, yeah. I flew on his plane in Florida because Mar-a-Lago is in Florida, and Epstein had a place in Florida too. There's a lot of shady shit in Florida and modeling, dude. I'll have to do a whole story on that. I dated a girl who was an underage model in Florida. I'm going to do a whole episode on it. And I've been in modeling too. So, apparently Trump's plane was broken down. So Epstein, they were partying together. They were buddies at the time. I'm going to get into that in a second. Epstein was like, hey, just fly on my plane. So he did technically fly on the plane. And then I heard another story too, that Epstein had bought property that Trump wanted to buy. This is why I tell you all too, I don't think they're all on the same team. I think there's factions to this shit. So Epstein bought a property that Trump wanted. That, I'm sure, pissed him off. And supposedly the story goes that Epstein was at Mar-a-Lago and he was flirting with an underage hostess, underage female employee of Mar-a-Lago. And it had gotten to Trump. It pissed Trump off. Trump evicted him from Mar-a-Lago and said, don't ever come back. Permanent ban on Epstein. Now, was that Trump being noble for this little girl that was the employee? Maybe. I don't know. Only God knows. Or was Trump pissed off because Epstein swooped in and bought a property that he wanted to buy? I don't know. So, we all know that there's ties to Epstein and Trump. That's a fact. That's not a conspiracy. Does that mean that Trump is banging little kids? I don't know. I don't know. Unless I see the video, which is illegal. That's CP. It's cheese pizza. I don't know. I can't sit here and say for a fact I know this shit. But here's another thing too, though. Let's just say guilty by association. Let's just be bad boy. Let's be truth seeker over here. Everyone's guilty by association. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Let's be toxic like the rest of the community. Let's say guilty by association, Trump's a pedo. Well, there's photographs of Elon having dinner with Epstein. And I'm pretty sure Bill Gates was there too. And that's documented too, that Elon Musk was hanging out with Epstein too, with Bill Gates. So if it's guilty by association, you're in the Epstein files too, Elon. Because a lot of people don't know this, but Epstein was like a dystopian futurist. There's a theory that Michael Crichton, the same dude who made Jurassic Park, he also wrote a book called Westworld. And they say that Westworld is literally about Epstein Island. Well, symbolically. Because Michael Crichton, I want to do a whole deep dive on him, dude. He's got to know some shit. Because why is it like every book this dude writes about is like conspiracy shit? Him and Dan Brown, dude. They've got to know some shit. But yeah, Epstein was a futurist. Like he Zorro Ranch, we're gonna have to do a whole deep dive on it, but to sum it up quickly, Zorro Ranch was basically like this futurist like mansion. He had a breeding program. Epstein had a breeding program, and the mainstream media of course didn't get into this. Epstein was big into like eugenics, futurism. He was big into science, technology. Richard Dawkins, this bummed me out. Richard Dawkins used to hang out with Epstein. And I know he's a controversial figure. A lot of people don't like Richard Dawkins. I do. I'm not an atheist, but I was getting really big into atheism during my divorce with my ex-wife. I was kind of trying out all sorts of different spiritualities, seeing which flavor I liked the best. And I came to the conclusion I'm just going to be an occultist, you know. And it has been the best path for me. Because I was experimenting with Rastafari, atheism, ancient astronaut theory, which I'm still an ancient astronaut theorist. I just changed some of the terms. It still applies. So it's the pot calling the kettle black. There's only, like, it's literally two. Let's just assume it's guilty by association. It's two pedophiles going, no, you're a pedophile. No, you're a pedophile. You're both on video hanging out with this dude, photographed hanging out with this dude, documented hanging out with this dude, doing business with this dude. Both of you. Not even a conspiracy. That's a fucking fact. So you're both fucking chomos, dude. You know, it's hard not to become black-pilled, man. But I'm going to be a fence sitter, flip-flopper. I'd be a good politician. I do have to say, though, I don't believe in guilty by association. I'm gonna do a story time one day. And I probably will title it, "This is why I don't believe in the apple falls far from the tree." I'll come up with a smaller title, or guilty by association. Maybe I'll title it. It might be an episode or multiple episodes. I've been around pedophiles. My dad, I'm going to do a whole episode on him talking about my dad. I need to fucking do it, man. And tell you guys, he was a Luciferian Satanist. He was raping babies and filming and distributing child pornography. satanically, like literally a literal Satanist, dude. The story is dark, dude. It's literally like true crime Illuminati shit. I'm surprised it didn't make like mainstream headlines, you know. My dad was a chomo. There's this one dude when I was in fucking high school, used to go over to his house. He was a chomo. Got arrested. There was another dude, used to go over to his house. He was a chomo in high school. I used to go over to his house. Like, I've been around 3 different fucking chomos. Plus my ex-wife's family, like, half the men in the family were chomos. So, like, I don't know if it's a Kentucky thing, because I didn't have this problem in Florida. Maybe we just take care of business down there, take care of those people. But around here, pedophilia is, like, rampant, dude. So if you photographed me at each of those places with those people, you'd be like, oh, he's guilty by association, even though I was like 16, 17 years old. It's sad too, because I don't think just because you hung out with somebody once or twice that you're automatically a chomo. Now, Bill Gates is a creep though. Bill Gates literally, Epstein had gotten arrested for trying to prostitute an underage girl. Illicit prostitution of an underage minor girl, I believe, was the charge. And he was like prosecuted, convicted, did time for. If you consider that time, yeah, that's a whole nother story. But Bill Gates hung out with him multiple times for years knowing that. And his wife was not cool with it. That's why they split up, dude. So like, yeah, Bill Gates is definitely, I would say, yeah, you're guilty by association. You knew that shit and you still hung out with the motherfucker. Bill Gates he's the scum of the fucking earth, dude. If I could box someone for charity, Bill Gates, Fauci, yeah. But it's just, go check out to another episode. Not that this, I think this is important enough because it's ripping off older conspiracy scabs that need to be re-earthed. That's why on this channel I'm always trying to keep up with what's hip and new. But that's why I tell you guys that, dude, we have to keep bringing up older conspiracies sometimes. And I do plan on doing more episodes when I'm at the house with the documents. I've seen the documents, Alex Jones, you know? When I'm there with the documents, I can like literally be like, hey, today we're doing an older conspiracy episode because we need to remind ourselves of this history so we don't repeat it again. And we don't need to forget this shit, you know? There's a whole episode I did on Donald Trump called Orange Man Bad. If you're on Spotify, I'm gonna link it in with this so that way you can just click on it, check it out. Trump is shady as fuck. He's been shady as fuck. I don't trust anyone. Trust no one. Don't even trust me. In the words of William Cooper, don't even trust me. Go check that shit out. So, let's see. Hang on. Real quick, shameless plug. I'm gonna do it. I gotta make money, dude, because I need to get business cards. I've gotten friendly with a bunch of business owners of different places that I frequent, and I need to get business cards, and I need to start spreading the word of my channel. That's something I definitely need to work on. You know, like businesses, they'll keep cards on the counter. So, hang on. Oh, I have a Buy Me a Coffee account. If you're listening to me from Rumble, Spotify, or YouTube, if you want to donate $1, please do. It'll help me buy these business cards, which I'm going to do anyways, but it'll go towards that. So, there you go. Here's what's crazy, though. A good point is, if Trump was in the Epstein files, and really graceful, shout out to her. Go check her shit out and subscribe to her. Tell her who sent you. Maybe she'll give me a shout out, too. That'd be cool. You know, knock on wood. But she made a really good fucking point that no one else has brought up. If Trump is on the Epstein list and Epstein files, why didn't Joe Biden release the Epstein files? Which counter argument would be because he's in there too. But we already know that FBI and CIA are corrupt, so he couldn't partially release some of the files of just that, of like Trump's involvement on the Epstein files. Like, I don't know. It was a good point. I was like, yeah, but I don't know. The whole thing is mind-boggling. But Elon Musk, his stock is now like plummeting, apparently, if you're into economics. After all of this debacle, everyone's choosing. It's at the end of the day, dude, it's fucking pro wrestling. But I had to talk about it. It's what's hot. It's what's going on. I am curious what RFK, like, what he's doing right now. Like, hey guys, what's going on? Can you guys chill out? Let's all be friends. Because I was gay for RFK, dude. I was gonna vote for him. But let me know what you guys think. It's all pro wrestling, though. You know it's pro wrestling. You know it's pro wrestling. But y'all have a good day. Please like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, peace and love, baby.